the hell kind of twisted crap is that? Did she really just say what I think she said about her mom? It is time. The finale's finale, the reunion part 2 of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. And do we find out if James actually cheated on Tata? Did Sarper send out pictures to another woman? Will Josh actually sleep with Lilly? Did Inky pull off a coward move on Corona? And are Sean and Joanne keeping their secret from another family member? I guess we'll find out, but first make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. Y'all are amazing. The reunion does not disappoint. It is a madness, a crazy show, but you know what? It continues on, so let's get it started.
To US, I think he saw your real corona inside, huh? The virus.
The coronavirus. I think he saw the coronavirus inside. Now, let me emphasize this by saying I have been no fan of Corona through this whole thing, but in this reunion special, Inky is the one that really comes off as kind of a punk because he does say what he wants to say and then up and leaves, just kind of reads it and go. So, although I had plenty of issues with her, and I still do, in this instance, he was wrong. But he's trying to make it so Sarper's trying to play both sides because he's kind of friends with Inky. So he's trying to say, hey, maybe he came to the States and saw a little bit of the real you and he ran away. But is that what really happened?
Had those things come out sooner in the relationship?
This is the problem too.
Maybe
this is the problem too, because he sends his friend, he leaves, and then his friend comes in to fill in for him.
Could have dealt with it. But this far in, it's like you've been hoodwinked.
Well, now, I will say that a little bit, because the simple fact that she tried to come in and say, I'm soft, whatever she said, soft, partnering you or whatever the hell she made up with, because she's saying that she's actually kind of a angry person and loud person, and she's not always the nicest, but she was trying to shield him from that. So, which is wrong. You need to be who you really are so the person can accept it or not and get out or stay, whatever they choose. But either way, she kind of showed her craziness through here and there. So hoodwinked, that's a strong word for either of them. Now, her, on the other hand, she did jump over there, kind of made it seem like it was going to be all that this was and didn't really do her research on her school and how things were going to be. So she wasn't prepared. But I don't really think either one of them hoodwinked the other.
He had my daughter buying plane tickets for him. She paid for the visa. She was going to pay for him to live over here.
All right, listen. Mama Dukes really ain't got nothing to say here because, she was kind of like, she tried to act like she all tough now, but really on the phone call, she was kind of like, all right, you seem all right, after kind of being a little sarcastic, but whatever. The reality is, when you're talking about money and stuff like that, she paid for his plane tickets and all that. Well, originally the plan was her go over there and live over there. So when that changed and she couldn't go to school, then he came over here. If she decided to pay for it, that's on her. Now, was she making the best decision? No, neither one of them were really meant for each other and should have really been trying to stay together. They should have gone the other way. He was carefree, didn't really want to get married, kind of acted like, yeah, whatever. And she was kind of, really forceful on everything and like gung-ho, guns a-blazing, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think either one of them were really, a good fit for each other. And it clearly showed. But either way, she's the one that decided to fly him over there. So that's on you.
So now the plan is you've got your green card. What does that mean? Are you here permanently?
Interesting.
I don't know what it means, to be honest.
Interesting.
Plan is to come here permanently. I just have to talk to my daughter first.
That is a big flip, because the whole thing was he was not going to come to the States and he was going to stay over there. He didn't want to bring his daughter. And now all of a sudden, he's got a green card, he's over here, and the plan is to come to the States. He didn't have any interest in coming to the United States. So what actually changed? Maybe it is the distance and finally someone had to give. Curious why it ended up being him and not her. But he did make mention that he has custody of his daughter. Doesn't really mention, or maybe he said at some point, but didn't really go into detail about where the mother is. But maybe he's saying that she doesn't have any rights. Not sure. Either way, it seems like it's easier for him to come to the United States. So that seems what's going to happen. But kind of to be determined. It's up in the air. He's got a green card, but they're still going to kind of go back and forth right now. Problem is that they're still lying.
B, you're a mom yourself, and yet you were going to go move to Turkey and leave your daughter behind?
Yes, she was. Absolutely. So Shekinah decides to chime in and let know of how, she should stay out of her daughter's business, basically, and kind of just completely forgetting that she's the one that up and left her daughter, her teenage daughter, and kind of abandoned her family, saying that because they didn't support her. But either way, she wasn't really family oriented and kind of just jetted up out of there with her younger daughter. And now she's going to try to give parenting advice to Donna. So rightfully so that Donna would be bothered by that. And guess what? Shekinah really doesn't have any response. And typical Shekinah fashion.
You're overly
How I treat
opinionated,
my daughter.
and you're shoving your
No, Mom.
opinions down her throat,
Say
acting
what?
like she's entitled to tell you everything when you actually have to earn that as a parent.
No, you don't. You absolutely don't. As a parent, you are not, or you are absolutely entitled to what your kids say and what they are doing. You do not have to earn that from your child. You absolutely do not. Now, she's a grown woman. I get what she's saying here. But to say that you are not entitled to that and knowing what's going on with your kids, you absolutely are as a parent. So I don't know what kind of person she or what kind of parent she is, but she sure as hell shipped her child off to boarding school. So I have questions. Either way, she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about in this situation. So congratulations, Shekinah.
Joanne, I didn't mean to come for your mom. I'm sorry. It's just
What?
triggering because my mom is...
No. Triggering. Oh my God, it's triggering because my mom's like that. You also abandoned your family when they gave you kind of issues about Sarper. Now, I get it. You chose him over them or whatever. You chose love, whatever you want to say. But reality is they had some concerns, and it was rightfully so, with 2,500 people he was sleeping with. And now you're trying to say, I'm so triggered right now. I understand because I'm triggered. I'm sorry for coming for your mom. So just Shekinah, grow up, triggered, give me a break. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Huh?
Like, we don't regret what we did.
So hold on. So after all that, after all the regret, after all of everything you said, now you're saying you wouldn't change a thing. Maybe you wouldn't wait as long, but you still wouldn't tell anyone? So basically, you learn nothing, that if you really care about what your kids say, which, by the way, Joanne is acting like, I care what my kids say. I'm not going to do anything without their say-so, even though I waited and told them after the fact. So you really don't care what they think. You just wanted to do what you wanted to do and kind of try to come up with an excuse or buy more time. That's all you were really trying to do. In reality, you had no time, so you were like, it's now or never, and we're going to do it, and we're going to tell them after. It's going to be great. But in reality, you're kind of in a la-la land and don't really know what's going on. And guess what? You would choose to do nothing separate or nothing differently. Shocker.
His daughter is married.
What?
That's correct.
Okay. So now, not only did y'all not learn your lesson at all, but her dad still doesn't know that she's married. And why? She goes on to say because they're different and he kind of internalizes, and I think she's genuinely afraid of hurting him. But do you think he's going to be hurt more by you having been, I don't know, it's probably been 2.5, 3 years now of y'all being married and not saying anything, or just continuing to ride it out until you feel the time is right, or until he catches some sort of commercial on TV where your picture's up there with this random Irish guy? So, what do you think?
And he will pray on it if he feels
Okay.
that he needs to, whatever
Great.
his process is. But I have to give him that respect in that moment. Like, I have to.
Does she know what that word means? I have to give him respect in that moment. The respect is when you talk to your family or you tell them a long time. Even if you make a mistake, even if you decide to make this decision on a whim, you tell them after the fact, and then you say, look, maybe it wasn't the best way it was handled, but here, this is what's going on. Instead, you still haven't told your dad. Damn, he gonna be hurt, lady. What do you think's gonna happen?
Just biting
Backstage doesn't get any better. They are eating sticks of butter, and she's sick.
Oh, God.
Like, what are they
We're on a
doing?
high-protein, no-carb, no-sugar diet, so...
So we're eating sticks of butter. Now, look, maybe I should have done it. My wife said I should just go ahead and eat some butter, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can eat a stick of butter, because damn, I mean, I get it. They're like keto to the max. They're like, oh, we need our fat. We're just going to eat this stick of butter. I mean, have fun with it, I guess. I don't really know how that works. James took a bite and said it's like butter ice cream, but James is a little slow, so not really sure about all that. But hey, do you, whatever makes you happy.
Let's take a look at one particular exchange that Dee Dee had on her phone from Sarper that
They're bringing this back up again.
no one has seen yet.
Oh
my God.
Oh my God.
Hi, babe.
I mean, how much synthol does this fool use at sight enhancement oil that just, it's what they inject in you. It's not really steroids, but just kind of makes you look like you got big muscles, but it goes disastrously wrong. Either way, my God, man. And you know what? They're playing a game here.
When will you come?
And that's all well and good. But guess what that said about 2 seconds later when James, I believe it was James, or Josh, I'm sorry. Josh decides to ask, now, when were these? Before Shekinah. Again, all of these are before. They bring them up making you think that, oh, he did this, but in fact, everyone they come up with is before Shekinah. So the interesting thing about this is the one guy that you would think would cheat, they haven't been able to come up with something yet. Now, will it come out? Possibly, but they still can't seem to come up with any time that he may or may not have cheated. So, and you're on national television, so I'm sure it's going to come out if you did at some point.
Shekinah, how soon after you and Sarper met did he send you a sexy photo?
The very same night.
Oh.
On my way home. I didn't even get home yet.
This is for
It
you.
is and thank you for this night.
It's a thank you. This is a thank you for this night photo. But Sarper is a character, man. This is why I say they forget about the regular 90 Day Fiance show. They just need to have their own show. Him and Shekinah just look. She's annoying. She really is sometimes. But they need to have their own show and just have at it. Let them be themselves in everyday life. And I'm sure entertainment will sue us. Fights, sure, but entertainment will ensue.
Because you want me to find a therapist.
So he decides to go with the route of, you want me to find a therapist? I know a therapist. So what if I slept with her? This one might be a therapist. Now, whether he's just trying to play it off or he might actually be serious about that. Like, I actually think this guy right here might actually be serious about, I knew she was a therapist. So what if I slept with her? Maybe she could be our therapist. I think he might be serious about that and not just be trying to play the game of like, well, what do you think? That might work. No, I think he's serious, which is hilarious. And also goes into the fact of need their own show. Rally for it.
Gain weight.
He had me dissolve all my fillers.
Oh,
and
did he?
That was, I mean, everything he's
So your
told me
face
to
now is
do.
fillerless.
Smart, Corona.
Correct, except for my lips.
No?
But everything he's
Look at Layla's face, watch.
told me to do.
Gotta love the
He's told me to
intensity.
do has
Look.
worked
as
in.
oh my gosh. I can't. Look, Corona, I got problems with you. I've had many problems with you, but for that face, you get redemption. You gotta love it. For the face of Shekinah saying, I have dissolved my fillers while everyone can see her face with our eyes, and then the whole bam, right there. Well done, ma'am. Well done. And then, of course, there's the side-by-side. 1 year ago, and then the one current. There is nothing different. In fact, maybe a little bit, but in reality, on this one, she's actually smiling right here. So the reality is her cheeks are up a little bit because she's smiling. Here, there's no smile. So I don't really buy that there's no, like, kind of filler still in there because they look pretty damn identical. And if you did have fillers in there and you had them dissolved, then what was the point in the first place? Because there's really no difference. So it's all stupid. Either you're lying or it was just a complete waste of money. God knows how much money you spent on that crap.
Game does come with some generational trauma, some past life experience, like everything is tied together energetically. And so
what the hell did that lady just say? She was talking about she's getting his name tattooed on her neck, and you could simply say, hey, maybe that's not the best idea. Instead, and past lives and tied together energetically, and I feel like it could be something that's like that. Like, Joanne, shut up. Shut the hell up. What are you talking about right now? Just say it's a bad idea. Instead, you try to do this roundabout, I'm all the spirits and the crystals and all this kind of lady, you need to stop for real, because just tell her it's a bad idea. I mean, even your tattooed up husband, is like, yeah, don't do that crap, and he's got tattoos everywhere.
My personal life or our personal life with any other woman. If I have personal issues I want to talk to anybody about, I should talk to her about it.
This guy is reading a teleprompter. Everything he said, yes, and he's pointing like he's reading like this, and she's like, yes, and a little bit more, yes. They're talking about, so what happened was they bring up a cheating thing. Turns out that apparently James had watched some girls dancing around in bikinis. Where it got a little sketchy, she thought that was wrong. But where it got a little sketchy was that he followed some people on social media and he kept watching them over and over. That's a little weird. Sure, I get it. But then he's like, and I can't have any girls as friends because, naturally that's not what you do. You don't share things with them. And she is guiding him along this whole way. Now, I don't even disagree necessarily with that. It's maybe not the best idea to have women friends. that's fine. You make that decision as a couple, and, if that's what you want to do, ain't nothing wrong with that. You trust your significant other, and y'all, with whatever friendships you have, that's also up to you. Y'all's call. But regardless, the way he reads the statement, because I'm going to call it a statement because it is not natural, is he is being held hostage. She's got his balls in a vice. And he's like, you better read this damn statement. He's like, yes, please. I probably can't have any women friends. No. And that's what we're getting from him. So poor guy. And on top of that, he's got to bring his sister-in-law over, who hates him, is going to be trying to destroy his relationship the whole time. It's a big problem.
When you give a finger to a woman, she wants the hand. If you give the hand, she wants the arm and the whole body.
Yeah.
Listen, we seriously need a whole book of Sarperisms. If you give the woman the finger, she take the hand. If you give the woman the hand, she take the whole arm. If you give the woman the whole arm, well, then you're screwed. She take the whole body. It's over. I need that book. If he's not in the process of writing that book, Sarperisms 101 or whatever, then he is missing a huge opportunity, because they're great. You gotta love them. And then there's this Jim.
For example, when I see a girl with a bikini, I don't look at the girl itself. I see two boobs, one butt there. Nothing individual.
It's just an empty vessel. All I see is two boobs and a butt. No, nothing individual. No, just empty vessel. You gotta think that Shekinah just looks at him like, God, I love you. Like, damn, like this guy, he's so off the wall and so out there that you can't help but be like, you, man, you're an entertaining guy.
It's supposed to be 6 months when we first came back, but ended up having some money issues. So that reset us back to the 6 month mark.
You had money issues again. Now 6 months, it was supposed to be 6 months, and now it's 6 months again because I had money issues. You always have money issues. Listen, just admit that you cannot make it work in Singapore, and then y'all have to decide if your relationship's actually going to work, if you can actually go forward with it. I venture to say probably not, but you continuing to do the 6 month thing is not going to last but so long. So you might as well admit the money issues aren't going anywhere for an extended period of time, instead of just like signing a new lease at 6 months and saying, well, we got to try again, because that's what it's turning out to be. Never a dull moment with Josh and Lilly.
I don't understand. Is there some special with your penis?
Huh?
Oh my God.
Say what?
Why don't you my mom?
What the hell kind of twisted crap is that? Did she really just say what I think she said about her mom? What did she say? She literally just said, why don't you my mom? What kind of daughter says that crap? That is on a whole nother level. I mean, it's kind of funny. It was like, what is wrong with your penis? Something wrong with your penis? I mean, maybe, because quite frankly, it's a little weird how the whole time y'all have been together, you only slept together 5 times and y'all have been married, and you haven't slept together when you came back to China, which is really kind of weird. But either way, to say, why haven't you effed my mom? Like, that's just like, I'm kind of disturbed, but also, why do you think that's okay? You must be studied.
Sometimes I think he's cute when we play Lego together.
What? Would you play what together? They asked if she likes him pretty much anytime. She said, yeah, sometimes I think he's cute when we play Legos together. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think there's most guys out there that, you throw us a Lego set and it's like we're kids again and we throw it together. But that's a whole nother level of the adult daughter and you're like, let's play Legos. And she's like, he's cute when we play Legos. And then she goes on to say that it's kind of like Lily's, like, he's like the son to Lilly, which is really weird. Like, Lilly is his mom and not his wife. Like, it's a really weird concept that she has, but at the same time, he's kind of immature, so I'm like, what is going on with this guy for real?
Oh,
he behaves very well when they're in front of others. That's not good. That's not good. So he's basically saying he puts on a face when they're, out and about with other people, but when they're alone, he doesn't smile, he doesn't seem happy, and they really can't get along. That's not good. I mean, everyone puts on a little bit of a face in public, but at the same time, when you're acting like you're happy in public and you're just acting miserable behind closed doors with your wife, that's a big problem. Okay. You return to America. What? He said that she was holding his hand too tight like a man, and she doesn't respect him as a man. My man, I think it's you. If you were saying she was holding your hand too tight, I think that's just because you're weak. I mean, if you really get upset by that and then you made her go stay in a hotel instead of staying there with your family, your wife, there is something seriously wrong with you. You throw tantrums. That's what it is. Josh is a tantrum throwing 7-year-old. That's all he is. He has no business being in a relationship. They might as well go ahead and get divorced and let her move on with her life, because he is not going to be able to sustain a relationship. Not the way he is now.
Because we need that communication.
He don't communicate.
Josh, 买哈士本子. Let's go for 8. Okay?
What?
We got it.
No, you don't. If you're not even able to consummate the marriage, like, and I get it, they've consummated it, they've had sex before, but if you're not even be able to, have any kind of intimacy, how the hell do you think you're going to actually make this thing work? She's the only one putting an effort and trying again. All you're doing is like, okay, yeah. She's the one giving it a shot after you continually mess up. So you're the problem. Fix you, or there's no reason that this relationship is going to last. It just isn't.
Shekinah, I love her, but this has to be my punishment in this life, probably. She is the curse of 2500, I think.
Yeah, yes, she absolutely is. The curse of the 2500 is Shekinah. Give them their own show. For the love of God, please. You want ratings? Give them their own show and let them run wild. At least give them a season. It'll be great. Either way, it's funny because they're the ones that continue to persevere even though you think they're not going to. So we'll see how that plays out. Either way, it's been a crazy season. I still am not confident that many of these are going to actually end up together, but at reunion, we still have a few together. We still have James and Tata. We have Sarper and Shekinah. We have Lilly and Josh. But, Lilly and Josh are not long for this world. James and Tata, they're going to keep going back and forth, and she might end up leaving him and going home, so that is also to be determined. Joanne and Sean, they actually have a fighting chance, I think. So we will see. We might end up with some more together than I anticipated. I hope we do, because I think the ones that do stay together could be potentially very entertaining. So it'll be fun. But next week we have Last Resort, so we will see how that madness unfolds. If it's anything like last season, it's just going to be a staged mess. But I'm here for it, so please tune in for that. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I appreciate all the support, and I will see y'all next time.